Alright, so I'm putting in this radiator kit, V-mount kit for the 300ZX. CXRACING kit. They're, so far, got the aluminum brackets mounted right down here below the frame. There's already a hole there. Takes a 16 or M6 bolt. It did hold this bracket on here. This bracket was underneath. This held on a little splash shield in front of the frame. I took that off, took the horn off. The horn is mounted there, and these fit right on here, and they bolt up to this. It fits all the way down at the bottom, and it tucks right up in there. Now I'm gonna try to get these mounted. Got these L brackets on here, and I think I can make them fit right here with the other brackets. And there. And probably put some rubber pad in here so it's not rubbing right on there, but it looks like it's gonna bolt right on and should fit well. I was wondering how this fits. There's no instructions online, so hopefully this will help somebody else. We'll see. I'm gonna bolt it all up and see if it works. So I think I like this idea better. Put these brackets on off to the side, bolt them down, and then take these brackets and put them on the side here with some of the supplied bolts on each side. And right on the frame, there's already holes here. There's a hole over here. I think I can bolt them right to that, and that'll support it. We'll see. I'm mounting these fans on the CXRACING radiator. I got this kit, plastic kit from O'Reilly's. Looks like just every other plastic kit, but flexolite.com, and this thing didn't hold. Put it through there, put the nuts on. I had them on right, and they just fell right back off. Once I tried to mount the fan, I bumped it a little bit around to put it up in there, and one of the fans fell off. So I went to the hardware store, got these size 10 screws with some large flat washers. Put those through with some nylon lock nuts. Yeah, those ain't gonna fall out. Anyways, I took the center support out, this piece, and this feels a little, I mean, it's got a little movement to it, but I think it'll still hold. All this is still solid, so I don't think it's gonna fall off there. Anyways, when I had the radiator on before, it was sitting maybe 4 or 5 inches off the ground. That was a little too close, I think. I don't want to hit a curb with a radiator, take it out, so I'm going to try and push it up in there farther. Hopefully get it up off the ground some more. Hey, this is how I got my brackets set up. This elbow one's all the way out on the side. The short piece with the long slots bolted on there. I had to use some bolts I had laying around. Doesn't come with enough bolts. Well, it does, but these ones are kind of long, so I just used some bolts I had laying around, M10s, and same thread pitch as what's on there. So I just used the nuts that they supplied and the smaller bolts. Then I put the other bracket down here, same on both sides. These aluminum brackets are at the bottom, bolted with an M6 bolt right underneath. And this is what I use underneath. M6 bolt with the large washer on it. I had extras laying around, but I'm sure you could get some from a hardware store. And now these brackets, hopefully when I put it up in there, will fit into these. We'll line up with these holes here and here. And I had to move the cooler line. I think I'm gonna switch these brackets for the cooler line around, so the cooler line will sit in farther. And I'm gonna put a new hose for the power steering on there too, because that one's pretty old and looks like possibly leaking. And I got new hose for that side. So that'll go to the jug. But anyways, I'm gonna move this all in so it's away from the fans. Get her bolted up. I got it mounted up there just loosely for now. Here's the bracket. I could move a little in and out, but right now it's sitting pretty good, I think. It is with this car's lowered and it's sitting 6 inches off the ground. I believe it's actually sitting higher than the cross member sits. So I think that'll work. I could bring it up if I slotted this bracket higher, or if you drilled a hole higher, you could probably get it up higher. I think that's gonna work. This doesn't come with hardware to attach it to the frame. That is a M6 hole in the frame, and I used a nut behind it for a spacer because it sits out from the frame a bit. I did that on both sides. Just had these bolts laying around from another job, so doesn't come with the hardware for that. We'll get it all tightened down and get the hoses put on. Alright, got it mounted up there. There's the brackets lined up with that hole. Everything's tight. The hose in, I got the 45 here over to the canister. I went and bought this elbow because this one didn't fit. It's too big. So just went to the parts store, found a hose that size, cut it to the size I needed, and clamped it in there. And then this one came with the kit. This 90 goes down to the long metal tube. Then that 90's over to here. And then 90's up to the radiator. It's all mounted in there. I'll have to hook this to the overflow reservoir. I think that goes over here on this side. We don't have it in right now. Got the whole front end tore apart. Took a bunch of stuff out we didn't need. Then I got to get a fitting for this so I can hook my steam port up to it. And then the cooling will be all set. I need to get the temp sensor put into. Well, that is how the CXRACING radiator has fit for me. Now hopefully we don't hit any curbs.